Hi, everybody. Excuse me while I reconfigure here because I didn't do it earlier. Hey, Mal. Hey, Warden. You guys can't really see it, but my desk is kind of a mess right now because I'm going back and forth between painting this boy and putting together these termies that I purchased the other day for Father's Day. Okay. All right. Filer done. Now the Red Terror. Here we go. Offer to give me feedback on the vid and never sent anything. I have 5 minutes left and I haven't gotten a chance to sit down. Let's see. Where am I at? I think I just I saw the bit or no, I'm right in the middle of you talking to your buddy. That's where I'm at. Do I have a camera cover? I do not. Do I need one? Oh no, my minis are blurry because the focus keeps readjusting. And every time you go to fix it, it resets back to default, which is majorly annoying. It's supposed to be around 110 on the focus. And then I go to fix it and it goes back. I don't understand why. Because sometimes it sticks and sometimes it doesn't. Because I set it to 110. Oh, not me. Hard to sit through. You've been watching it for over a fortnight. No, I just haven't gotten a chance to do anything else. You want me to paint? Okay, I'll paint. Let's see. Should do the ants next. And I'll move to the dark browns. I only have 2 termies built, if you guys want to see those. Out of the 5. They'll be going to the Terminus Knights. But this is where we're at thus far. I'm pretty happy with them. I had some arms left over from the Tartaros Terminators kit, and so I slapped them on the Sergeant. And I think he looks pretty sweet. The scale is slightly different, but it's not enough that you can notice. And I like the sword a lot better than the Indominus pattern sword kit. Or the Indominus pattern sword. And I had to do a little bit of makeshift to fit the pauldrons on because the Tartaros pattern doesn't have the 3 prongs that the Indominus pattern has sticking out. So I cut a little bit of sprue and I stuck it in there. with some gel glue, make it stick out. And I think it turned out okay. So, ready to make more. Gonna try and do a record session. So walk the dog and get a workout in. Alright, let's paint these pants. Guys like that big rock? It is a statement, that is for sure. He loves his big rocks. Yeah, fun fact, this is actually my first set of Loyalist Terminators. Because all the other Termies that I have are Chaos. All right, we'll see you, Mal. I will be here, I think. Take someone out with that rock, you absolutely could. So if you're absolutely getting tabled, all you have to do is throw it at your opponent. Someone said it should get the benefit of cover because of the big rock. I agree. I think that would be a fun mechanic. Just automatically get cover because it walks around with a giant rock sitting in front of it. Old phone died this morning. My wife bought me a very nice replacement. Android or Apple? That will determine how much I should judge you. It's a razor. Oh, is it one of the folding ones? Chair was throwing me off. I think the pants are done. I love how my orcs are just wearing blue jeans. I just put that together the other day. Like, all of my orcs have these pale blue pants, and they just look like jeans. I get enjoyment out of that. I did like the leg. I appreciated that. Forever immortalized. Till you sell it and someone gets it and they're like, what the hell is this? Can't sell these things. Yeah, that's how I am. I'm emotionally attached to all of my models. I will never sell them because I put so much work into writing about them and making them my own. I will likely never, ever get rid of them. Except for my Necrons. I'll get rid of those in a heartbeat because I hate them. Because they're not even my models. I bought them secondhand and they're terribly kit bashed and horribly painted. And I just don't want to put the effort in to fix them. Hi, Warden. I thought there was a stranger here. Greatest thing about orcs. Nothing about them has to be clean. Like, they don't have to look pretty. Hey Gino, my heart rate was in the 90s all day today. I'm dying. Changed my name to Grave Warden in 2020. Before that, I was Abyss Watcher since 2015. All my OG friends call me Abyss. Do you want to be called Abyss? Because I know you as Warden. I got you. We will maintain the Warden mantra. Or else sheriff calls you warden. It's a question, not a statement. Oh, am I dying? I saw that. Yes. Always been Geno Cash. I was the OG Geno Cash on everything, like a responsible child. Lost all the passwords. I have been faceplant since my airsofting days. That's pretty much... because that was around the time I started really getting into gaming too. So it just kind of stuck. Raincloud's the same way. We actually got our names the same day while playing Airsoft together. And that was in 2016? 15 or 16? It would have had to have been 15. I don't know. Raincloud's got all the pictures, so I'm sure he's got all the dates. Plays paintball and only knows me via Facebook. That's hilarious. You and Warden have the same origin story. One slings plastic, the other slings paint. I do miss my airsofting days. I had a lot of fun, and the airsofting community was great, especially in our area. I just had more responsibilities that kind of took me away from it, so I had to sell all my gear. So I don't really keep up with any of it anymore. But this hobby keeps me happy. Very, very happy. What happens if Face goes homeless or dies? I get to sell his stuff? Sure, because I'll be dead. And I won't care. With paintball and airsoft, eventually one of the three CS gets you college children a career. Yep. It started with college. Then came children. Still don't have a career. I have a job. I wouldn't call it a career. Just a little bit more of that. Hey, thanks for the follow, Merit Graces. Appreciate you. Gordon didn't answer. What I get when he goes homeless. Do you have rights to his stuff, Gino? I mean, because you send him bits. What does Gino get if you die or go homeless? I don't feel like it's an entirely valid question, but it's been brought up now. And so you're required to answer. You have my stuff. You just want my stuff because a lot of it's painted. Less work you have to do. Gino gets nothing because he hates me and my art. Said certain people will get certain things, so I'm trying to figure out what I get. I mean, if we're divvying up Warden's stuff pre-mortem, I'll take the Defiler. When I die, I have a friend who is to go through all of my Gundam and my models and everything and sell it. Let's paint some metallics on this bad boy. The most morbid stream discussions. I call the Lord of Skulls after he paints it. What if he dies before he paints it, though? Therein lies the question. I call being dead after I die. All my models in monocolored boxes are worth like 3 times what they cost me to buy. Either goes in the wood chipper. You didn't think of that? It's a valid question. I'm in trouble. Got food all over the wall behind the trash can. My bad. Good stream content. Go yell at him on stream. Don't pay her anything. Up your Patreon sub, Gino, and then she can come yell at me. Little does Mrs. Face know it was actually Gino who did that. I am the anti-face. No, we know what you are, Gino. Don't act like we don't know. Actually just canceled all of my subscriptions. You and Warden better feel lucky that you guys survived the purge. Can't be a rat because rats are cute. I'm a cockroach. Cockroaches are okay. If you were like a centipede or something, then I would have to burn you alive. Gino is a troll. Creep ass places too. And he's streaming the same time face. It's bad sportsmanship. I mean, you can go watch him too. Just have me up on somewhere else. I usually only get on his streams if he's streaming A33 or if I just feel like bullying someone. But he's streaming Hightail tonight, so I will not be there. Not that ugly, so we good. So delay seems a lot better on you on the tubes. I've noticed that. I don't know what it is because my internet's not any better. You don't know him or his channel. He just does gaming stuff on that channel. On his main channel, he does like reenacting and airsoft and stuff like that. I'm trying to convince him to buy a guard army, and it's not working. He likes guard. I like guard too, but not quite to the extent that I like Space Marines. She's gone so we can talk about how she totally made that mess just to blame you. Justice for Faith. Hashtag nuh-uh. Bought an Armageddon box. He's fine. I didn't buy an Armageddon box. I don't have that kind of cash. I bought a box of Termies and a box of Beast Snaggers because I needed somebody for my Pain Boss to lead. Because for some reason, the only unit that he can possibly lead are Beast Snaggers. Make it make sense. Maybe sacrifice Ash to the little face god. So that god may be appeased so you can stream more clearly. She's already been sacrificed to Littleface. You're still on Orcs. Is your game going to happen soon? The tentative date, as of right now, is the 11th. So yes. That's what we worked out. I'm going to do the edge highlighting after the wash. A huge project, dude. The 10th. That could be a nice relief stream. 11th for 11th edition. Riot if I lie. Well, it's not totally up to me, because it's also up to Raincloud and his schedule, and that was the reason that we didn't end up playing this last weekend. So, there's that. Because I wanted to play, but he wasn't available at the last minute. Okay. Gotta make an 8K square foot boiler room in a week. I'm terrified of no wiggle room. Okay. Color should I make the heads of these grenades? Should they be blue? Blue would be simple because that's already going to be in the palette. I'm going to paint this. I'll just paint that panel blue. So we murder Raincloud. Got it. Purple grenades. Yeah, we'll never see them coming. I don't know. Usually they're like a copper color. I don't actually have any copper. I could mix something that could be copper-esque. That might be interesting. Make them stand out a little bit. I will attempt that. Throw in some orange and some gunmetal. See what happens. And it's kind of just dirty gunmetal. It'll be dirty anyway whenever I throw the wash on it. And it's fine. It looks decent. Not bad for a quick mix. That camera really change again? Hang on, I gotta switch that. Turn off autofocus and it does it anyway.
I know it sounds silly, dear, but do it for me, please.
So it's putting the focus point down here. It needs to be right here. Come on. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it up. If I leave it up, I can't go away. Uh-huh. Cheat the system. So that Yumi's can't see him. We behead rain clouds. Sounds a little bit of brown or orange. Yeah, I mixed the orange into it. I don't think I mixed enough, but it's passable. Get a new camera? I did not. Do silver and orange. Could have done silver and orange. The gunmetal is a little dark. I think it'll be okay. I'm gonna go over it with a silver dry brush anyway. After the wash. So it should be all right. In theory. Hey, Mal. How was your walk / workout or whatever you did first? Top 5 people in this hobby. All right, Gino, you just put yourself on the spot. Give us a full ranking system. Go. Who are your top 5 in order? Should be at least top 4. I did enjoy the Tau video. I'm just not quite done. You might have completely screwed the pooch in the end, and I would have no idea. My list in no order is Face, Warden, Mal, KS, and Threads. I don't have an order though. You all move around. Also enjoyed the video. Just have to say you need some balancing for audio. I wasn't listening strictly for audio, because I know a lot of YouTubers who don't have a ton of experience in YouTube, who audio is kind of an afterthought. And audio is kind of a forethought for me, because I'm an audio guy. So I kind of go in with the intention of ignoring the audio for someone who hasn't done it a lot. Now that does change after the first dozen videos or so. I will start to get judgmental about your audio. But that's just me. No pressure. Got tinnitus. Audio is important for me. So I'm a whore for good sound. I was actually going to school for audio, and I'm also a musician and an audio engineer, unpaid audio engineer. So I'm slightly familiar. I like to keep people on their toes. I need to keep them reaching for the volume knob. Yes, that is your maximum engagement right there. Making people turn volume up and down. Go ahead and comment on how bad the audio is. That's engagement. Nerd. Okay, I think we're ready for the wash. I'm gonna get through this Agrax at some point. It's super dehydrated, so I have to constantly put water in it and thin it down just so I get some nice flow. Thankfully, with ORKS, it doesn't matter a ton. I'll be happy when I'm finished with that pot. Just a realty capture engineer. Sad Agrax noises. Since I switched to my new computer, my friends say my mic sucks now. That could have to do with your CPU. I have come across that before. Engineer of the machine, that is your heart. I kind of grew up with a lot of audio books, audio dramas. My mom is big into old-timey radio, so I listened to a lot of that. There was always a ton of music going on in my house. And I became a musician, and I was like, oh, this actually has an application. So I kind of just stuck with that. Malus knows the machinations of your mind and soul. Try sponging. On him? My master's in metaphysical soul engineering. Really, I just need to go buy myself a nice new shit audio interface. I've got a Focusrite, and it works great. Listen to stuff growing up, so I like sound. Face 2027. Precisely. You put it in a nutshell, Ward. I love music, most music. I hate country. Country is terrible. I did find one country song I agreed with. But if I hear one more song about how a guy's wife left him for a dog, I will break. Brisk beastmen break. Gonna go back to the plague orcs. Gino says he likes music but doesn't appreciate lyrics and sound. Well, I'm with him on the country stuff because I despise country music with a passion. Like, it's not even funny how much I hate country music. Which is ironic because I live in a region where that is what everyone listens to. Either country music or gangster rap. There is no in between. Meanwhile, I'm over here listening to my Slaughter to Prevail and Devil Wears Prada. And that's funnier because I didn't grow up a core kid. I wasn't allowed to listen to metal in my household. And then I got into high school and I was actually allowed to listen to the things that I wanted to listen to. And it was life-changing. And here I am. Because I don't know if I like Tool doesn't mean I don't like music. I'm not a huge Tool fan. That's just me. Graves says he likes sponging, but doesn't live as a filter feeder on the seafloor. Focusrite is solid, but an excuse to buy more audio equipment. Like maybe 2 good country songs. That's cap. I'm not like other boys. Face 2028. You should check out You Don't Care About Poor People by Mudrat. I listen to Slaughter Prevail and sound and like sounds. I like the hippie hop and rap and punk and rock. The metal and alt Midwest emo is one of my favorite genres right now. I like Midwest emo, not actively. I don't go out of my way to listen to it. Most of what I listen to is metalcore, and some deathcore. My favorite band of all time is actually like melodic. I don't know if you'd call them hardcore. I mean, I guess they could be hardcore or just hard rock. Kind of hard to put a definition on them. I actually went to go see them a couple months ago, and it was. I don't go to concerts very much, but that was probably one of the most powerful concerts I've ever been to. Midwest emo is good. Mudrat is like rap metal combo. See, and you can take that to an extreme. Like, one of the bands who opened at the show I was at, they're called Doobie. And I think they're from Chicago or Detroit, one of those two. And they were rap and metal. And they were okay, but definitely not my style. If I were to listen to rap and rock, I would probably just go for nu metal. Because I do like modern nu metal. And nu metal and metalcore right now are kind of falling into the same genre. So I dry brush it. Oh boy, okay. Gorillas. I have heard Gorillas. Melancholy on hard rock, I would say. Mudvayne, Korn, and anything by Maynard James Keenan is what I grew up with. I've gone to 4 concerts, and each time I had someone sign my shoe. Listen to Pucifer. Tool was my first concert. To a whole bunch I barely remember. Give those vibes. Listen to Mudvayne. I do listen to Mudvayne. I love YouTube shorts of the Tool guy awkwardly headbanging in his car. Slipknot is sick. Korn was awesome, but believe it or not, my favorite band are Modest Mouse and Red Hot Chili Peppers. We love prog metal. Prog metal is good. I had a weird Mudvayne phase for some reason. Yeah, I've never been a huge Slipknot fan. I don't know why. Probably mostly because I didn't grow up with them. And they didn't fit into what I like to listen to, because once I discovered metalcore, it was like no turning back. This was my genre. And then I discovered deathcore, and I was like, okay, so this takes metalcore to the next level. I was like, that's sick. I appreciate that. Last concert I went to with my friend who died with Slipknot. That's sad. No, I never could get into Slipknot. And it's probably just a me problem. Like, I'm aware of Slipknot, but that's because they're one of the top metal bands in the nation right now. And Corey Taylor is kind of a legendary vocalist. Ace isn't a Mac, confirmed. I'm gonna go sand that FP that leg real fast. Three musics on repeat lately. Grandson, Little Darky, and Dury. We'll mention Father of Peace. I don't know any of those. YouTube doesn't like me mentioning the second one though for some reason. Seen Dury later this year. Mal has been brought into top 3. Oh, Darky is awesome. Currently online guy signs record deal. It is my favorite Lullaby song. My problem, I don't know if it's a problem, but I've always been the type to, once I find a genre or a band that I like, they'll go in my playlist, and that is all I will listen to. I very rarely ever branch out unless something comes across a feed somewhere that catches my fancy. I mean, that's how I found Nothing More. They came across my feed one time and I watched their music video and I was like, this is awesome. What else do they have? And now I know literally every song that they've ever made by heart. Like, even from a musician standpoint, they've become the most influential band that I have ever listened to. We're ready for the white. Chowder, I need nicotine. Warden right now. Oops. Missed the belt buckle. Fix that. Crap. With the Nick. I'm gonna set him over here. Put him on the fan to dry. These blues, because they're a little wet. Wetter than I would prefer. Mal really mic dropped the jury comment and bailed after I gave him his ranking promo. I got all I needed from this stream, bro. Okay. Good enough. Okay. Do the dry brush now. No, I should finish the white first. How many bananas do you guys think you could eat in one sitting? 38? Like two? I despise bananas with a passion. There are 3 foods in the world. Yeah, is that right? Yeah, 3 foods in the world that I absolutely refuse to ingest. And bananas are on that list. No, we met with your mouth, your butt. Oranges? No. I will eat oranges. Should we make this a guessing game? Let's make this a guessing game. What foods does Faceplant hate? Oh, damn it. It's that panel too. Fix that, I guess. Forge 2. A very precise number, Mal. Are you speaking from experience? I guess it's bananas. Good guess. You've got 1/3. 1 point. Sound like you hate some sort of seafood or fish. I don't hate seafood. I don't prefer seafood, but if it's there and I have nothing else, then I will eat it. I'm referring specifically to foods that I refuse to consume. Every month, I fast for 10 days prior and gorge on certain food stuff. I then examine myself thoroughly in the next 48 hours to examine the effects. These are a list of things I will eat than the ones I won't. I'm a terribly picky person. I've recently learned a lot about the human brain and think it's due to traumatic times in my childhood. Fun Geno fact. So fun. It sounds like something you do. think that's as good as we're gonna get on that one. I only recently started adding sauces to my food. It's been a great addition. I have recently started doing that myself. Again, not because I despise them, I just didn't. Like, I was just a straight meat and cheese kind of guy, but now I'm like heavy into mustard. Mustard is one of my faves at the moment. I'll eat chicken. I like chicken. The occasional beef in the form of a hot dog must be able to go cook out. I do not enjoy beef hot dogs. I think they are nasty. Again, if they're there, I'll eat them. But I do not enjoy them. You hate tomatoes? That is another one. I hate tomatoes with a searing passion in my soul. I despise tomatoes. So we're now at 2/3 with one remaining. Totally one of those anti-tomato guys, but will eat pizza. That is absolutely the way I am. Hot dog should always be pork and covered in kraut and mustard. I won't do kraut. That wasn't on the list. That should have been on the list. The other food you hate is totally noodles of some sort. Zucchini? I don't mind zucchini. Definitely not noodles. I will eat my weight in almost any kind of pasta. As long as there's no chunky sauce in it. It'd be wrong with the dogs. Literally the last one is jellied eels. Valid. That's valid. You know what? We'll make that the last one. Same about pizza and tomato thing though. I've never been able to do tomatoes throughout my entire existence. They appall me. And I'm the only one in my family who won't eat them. Can't explain why. I just think they suck. What was the last one? Nobody's guessed it yet. Maybe it's just because I'm a fat ass, but I can't get picky eaters. I'd eat anything like a Warhammer ogre. Probably ancestral memories of the camps. I think you nailed it, Mal. I think that's it. Face is an anti-chocolate guy. No, I do love me some chocolate. Except for white chocolate. White chocolate makes me nauseous. Doesn't taste bad, but it always makes me sick. I've never understood why. I find eating a waste of time, so I just enjoy the texture. I like crunch popcorn is my favorite. Crunch generated from my mouth. But chocolate isn't chocolate, it's cream, which is probably why it makes me sick. It's like eating straight butter. Like a good pretzel. I do love me a good pretzel. Onions? No, I like onions. Pickles? I like pickles. Okay, I think our boy. Yeah, let's throw a little bit of white on him. Just a little bit. Just enough to make him stand out. No tomato, no bananas. Let's see. Broccoli or Brussels sprouts. Don't mind Brussels sprouts. And I do enjoy broccoli. Starting to question whether you guys are going to get it or not. I'm not good at guessing. These schmucks ain't helping. Won't eat human flesh. Is that technically a food? Is it nutritious? I mean, what is the official definition of food? And it can't just be something you can ingest. Give me the genre of food. genre. I don't know what you classify it as. I mean, it is something that grows. And the human flesh tastes like a mix of lamb and pork, according to this guy who took a little chunk out of his leg with a syringe to have it tested for the chemical makeup. Is that what your Google search result told you? And are you on a list now because you asked, is human flesh food? For science, do the cannibals have a point? That was a random video I saw back in like 2014. Sure, Gino. On BBC Earth Science. Just refound the video, also it was 2016. So those Brits, they know how to do television a little bit different. Okay. But first coat on this base is drying. I am gonna run and get some food real quick. So I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Still not dry. What do you guys want to talk about? I'm not going to start them. I didn't realize how difficult, well, maybe difficult's the wrong word, how time-consuming Terminators are. Because I've put together so many intercessors that I thought, oh, Terminators, they'll be a breeze. They are not. They are extremely complicated kits for no apparent reason. And I do not understand why. Your unreasonable anger. I am nom-nomming. I have not eaten very much today. And that's the termies. I'm going to put together the beast snaggers. So I will have them for the game. Speaking of games, I may actually be joining this Crusade game. I made a list today. Actually, after stream, Raincloud and Raincloud is going to be walking me through how to run 40k on TTS. So, that'll be interesting. Full of cherries, very nice. I am carbo loading. I was at the gym before stream, and I got back and I was starving. So I downed a ton of protein, and then we had this stuff like potatoes and sausage. It's pretty fantastic. Better paint them, otherwise you don't get 10 points for battle ready. You already play on TTS? Oh, this is a Crusade game, and apparently there's some extra stuff that I have to do. That I have to figure out. I also, with my units, naturally we have to play Imperium factions, so I'm pulling out one of my homebrews, and it makes me upset because the models that are available aren't my color scheme. Still the same rules I would use, but not even close. Because I'm playing Reliquary Brotherhood, and they are the third company. This is the fifth company that I have painted. This is their scheme. Like, this is my captain. And then this is my aggressor sergeant. And then this is my veteran scheme, so the veterans have black instead of green. So. But they're a Dark Angel successor, so naturally I have them listed as Dark Angels. And all you get are Dark Angels models, and mildly upsetting. They will also begin an airbrush. That's some of that. Okay. I'll be getting my chaplain whenever I get him built. And my blade guard. I have the Judiciary built, but that's about it. Are you dry yet? I'm gonna put on the second coat now. Not a thick second coat. Now that I'm not running around, what did you think about the OSL? I liked it. Did you just do the blue or did you do an undercoat of white? That was the only question I had. Because I thought it looked solid. It contrasted super well with the red. Blue was a good choice. My world eaters used green. We're gonna let him dry again. Take him off the stand now. Now that he's almost done, I can pull the rest of the boys over here too. The directional splatter, I thought that was solid. It looked like it was coming from the plasma coil. Okay. And you may not notice, well, I know you guys won't, but most of my boys are all different shades of green. Some of them are dramatically darker than others. And the boss knob is actually the lightest. And he was the very first one I ever painted. I sponged Thousand Suns blue, used 2 other blues, on the last being Lothan. Splatter on the... Oh, the splatter of blood. I thought you were talking about the OSL. I thought that looked good too. But that servitor with snippers. So what I personally would have done is hit the surfaces that were going to be getting the OSL with white first, because that would bring out all your highlights. So that way you're not starting, because the colors are kind of transparent anyway, and I feel like white really sells a glow effect. Especially if you're dry brushing, which is how I usually do my OSL. You hit all those raised edges with the white, And then those edges become brighter than everything else around them. Like, I have one. Oh, it's this one. Oh, so it was all sponge. Orc 3 Incubash chat. Let's take a look. Ooh, very nice. Are we getting back into orcs, are we, Mal? Sorry, I was looking at the filer again. I love the servitor, by the way. So here is some OSL that I did without the white, and it just came off red. And I definitely did a little too much. I don't think I did any for this one, but I definitely did some for this one. It's kind of hard to tell on the camera, but this is the one I'm definitely the most proud of. I actually tried stippling the white. And so all of that you see, all the OSL around the plasma coil is stippled on, and then I went over it with a dry brush. And it came out looking pretty decent. Not mentioning the hazard stripes I did in honor of the Iron Warriors is messed up. I didn't see hazard stripes, hang on. Where are they? I'm not seeing them. Am I stupid? Nobody answer that. We know the answer. Also, your rocks are chef's kiss. With the cork. You are getting back into orcs. Look at the cables underneath. Oh, I see it now. Yes, I approve. I totally missed that. Included a little nerdling bursting out of his guts, playing around with his intestines. I very much enjoy that. And a third photo of the most recent. So are these orcs for an army, Mal? I don't think I've heard you talk about them. Anyway, that was my TED Talk about OSL. So much detail in this model. It's hard not to miss stuff. I feel that. That's why I'm terrified. I guess the shock jump dragster is kind of terrifying, and I don't want to hear about subassembly. Actually, I think scale-wise, the biggest model I have is probably Great Unclean One. Vashtor. Vashtor is like super scrawny though. There's not a ton of surface area. There's just a lot of nooks. Have you mentioned the Plague Orcs before? When I can buy one for $200. Do you sub-assembled? Listen, if I can't see to paint it, then whoever is looking at the model is not going to be able to see. All right, we're almost dry. I must see it. Those are two previous posts in your kit bashing chat. You reacted to them? Did I? Oh, I did. Whoops. Sometimes I look at the posts and I don't actually see who posted them. But now I have, and I feel like an asshole. But now they're going in the data bank as Mal's models. Wife got me birth control glasses, hubby headband with light. That's fantastic. Muscle memory, didn't even look at them. Alright, we're gonna hit it with dry brush. And paint the rim. And we are set. And then I'm probably going to call the stream because I do have a lesson scheduled afterwards. But yeah, seriously, I see some models in the chat. I'm like, oh, cool model. Like. I do that on Instagram too. I don't even see who posted. I'm just like, oh, cool model. So I am rather impulsive on occasion. But don't take it personally. We lost a rock. Simple fix for that. Listen. Yeah, I'm learning TTS. I teach you, I'll set you on fire. Use war organ for list building. Now in a rage wave. I'm learning TTS specifically for this crusade that we're supposed to be playing. Which I may or may not be playing on Thursday. We shall see. If I can get it set up with the DM. First TTS game, we play 2 Defilers, 3 Winged Demon Princes, and Emperor's Children. Looking for cool official Death Guard color schemes, but I think I'm gonna do Purge colors for the orcs. That would be sick. We're experimenting on orcs in order to learn how to wipe them out, subjecting them to Nurgle's plagues. Got free and looted a bunch of their gear. Another set. Right, the tip of this. Yep, sure did. Fine. Just a rock. It was a strategically placed rock. Destroyed this glue. I have more. Okay. Purge are one of those weird compliments to the cult legions that I thought was sick, but no one seems to care about. I like the idea of the Purge. I was always a fan of them. They don't get enough love. Well, hey, if you want to add them to Wavodag, I wouldn't say no. How do they function? Like, are they... Like, do they, adhere to traditional orc traditions, or are they so mutated that they just don't? Like, do they have a war boss? And are their pain boys just plague doctors? That would be a fun aesthetic. Just put beaky masks on your orcs. I love that idea. All right, ladies and gents, we are at 10 boys. This squad is finally finished. And you can definitely tell the improvement from first to last. I can. And I think I like the darker skinned boys. Now for the beast snagas, I haven't decided if I'm gonna do it for the storm boys. I probably won't. I'll probably do the storm boys more like these guys. But at least for my pain boss, I will be attempting slap chop and ghillie do, because I bought a bottle not that long ago. Whenever I bought the pain boss, actually. And I want to try it. But I think for my normal orcs, I'll just do what I've been doing, because I'm really happy with how it turns out after the Agrax and all that jazz. I think they look really solid. The shading looks good. And I don't even really have to come in with any highlights. I could highlight them, but I don't really feel like it's super necessary, because I kind of like the dirty, grimy look. I don't think they get along well. Maybe shock troops. They have a war boss and think they're effectively still propagates, but their spores are all mutated and corrupted by Nurgle. It's only been 87 years. What does this Dilly do? Listen, I told you I follow where the ADHD takes me. And I've been leaning heavy into the Tannine War, so it's been all Terminus Knights and boys. But we'll see. I may switch back over to the Uthar cleansing and do some Reliquary Brotherhood and some more NIDs, because I haven't done any of those for a while. And all of my NIDs are primed. The Psychophage is ready. And so is the Winged Prime. So I'm ready for that. But we shall see. Planning on slap chopping mine also. Hope it doesn't reveal any weirdness in the kit bashing too hard. Yeah, I don't know. I've never done it with speed paint. I have slap chopped just to try slap chopping, but with Vallejo, the paints are high enough in pigment that it doesn't really pop through. So I'm curious, because I've never used speed paint before. So we're gonna see what happens. feedback before I break something. 11 boys. Because for some reason they didn't come with a box of 10. The boss knob is an 11th boy. Make it make sense, chat. Defiler short. I will be on the lookout. Make sure to smash that like button. Where you go? I didn't notice the log behind actually being burnt. On the Defiler? Wait. Oh, that's sick. I like that a lot. That looks great. Yeah, I see it. It looks awesome. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, you nailed the whole thing. Did you use anything besides Citadel paints? I think I'm gonna have to buy one for the Fervent Storm. I think they would appreciate it. Real fire. That is fantastic. Got convinced to use fluorescent orange from Vallejo. I like Vallejo. I may be a little partial. I'm gonna have to buy a set of it because I can't buy individual paints anymore. But their true metallics are top tier. But I think once I finally run out of wash, which may be a while, I'm probably gonna go to making my own route. I don't know how to do the Berserker Bloodshade. Yes, I do. I have some Burgundy. That would work pretty well. Even though it seemed thin enough to work out of the bottle, it needs thin and looks poofy. Vallejo paints do notoriously need thinned, but it's not a deal breaker. They are pretty thick out of the bottle. Vallejo Black is the best. Agreed. I love Vallejo Black. I use it. All of my Death Watch that I've painted Vallejo black panels. And so do my Reliquary Brotherhood veterans. So like all the black you see here, that's Vallejo black. And then I dry brush sky gray on it. And then when I go over it with the wash, I treat the wash more like a glaze. And it brings all the highlights down and it gives it some contrast and it looks really solid. But out of the bottle seemed perfect. It usually is. I always apply a little bit of water to all of my Vallejo paints. And it does help tremendously. But I expect AW carved into that defiler because GW would be confused. Yeah. Well, I think that's going to be it for me for tonight. We'll see if I get any more streams in this week. Probably not. Got a pretty busy week ahead of me. But we finished all the boys, so we'll get a boys short. So be on the lookout for that. But without further ado, I will see everybody next time. And keep posting your models, and I will pay better attention to who's actually posting them. All right. See you, everybody.